It is one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of modern times. But be warned, it's also one of the scariest true stories ever told. This is the terrifying tale of the Dyatlov Pass incident. The year is 1959, the height of the Cold War and the dead of winter, when 9 Soviet university students embark on a hiking excursion into the frozen wilderness of Siberia and never return. A search party is dispatched and discovers their abandoned campsite on the slopes of a mysterious peak known as Dead Mountain. The bodies of the hikers are found scattered in the surrounding wilderness. Some have broken bones. 1 is missing her eyes and tongue. 2 have high levels of radiation on their clothes. Strangest of all, none of the hikers are wearing their cold weather gear. All of it left behind neatly organized in their tent, which appears to have been sliced open from the inside. The case inspires wild theories, ranging from top-secret weapons testing, a murder cover-up, or even UFOs or attack by the Yeti. Investigators list the official cause of death as an unknown compelling force. But to this day, no one knows how the hikers died or why. Now, on the 60th anniversary of the hikers' deaths, an American survivalist thinks he's finally found the answer, while one of the world's leading experts on the event believes she can prove this was no accident. Together, they're mounting an expedition for answers, and I aim to join them. This will be the most remote journey in Expedition Unknown history. It will not be easy, and it will not be warm. But when it's over, we may finally solve the coldest case of all time. The train rides through the night, 325 miles north, to the remote town of Ivdel. We arrive in the pre-dawn hours, ready to get to work.
Okay, here we go.
17,000 people live here on a ragged frontier. However, I'm here to meet another visitor like me, researcher Teodora Hajiska. Teddy!
Josh, so happy to see you!
Her friends call her Teddy, and Teddy is a hugger.
To warm up, we're
Yes.
going to be doing a lot of hugging.
Okay, we'll be doing a lot of hugging. I'm okay with that. It's freezing. She's also the world's foremost expert on the Dyatlov Pass incident, having compiled and translated every known document related to the case before putting it on the web for the public to analyze. I've read everything I think that you've written about this case. You have done amazing work. I think you know everything there is to know about this case.
Nobody knows everything about this case, Josh, I can assure you of that.
Teddy is here as part of an expedition to the Dyatlov Pass being led by American survivalist and explorer Mike Lebecki, who is busy making preparations further along their route. I'm here to join them. With the sun sinking and the temperature following suit, we quickly load all of our gear onto snowmobiles and trailing sleds for the long journey ahead. Quite simply, these machines are our lifeboats. Without them, we will freeze. Once everything is lashed down, we mount up, hit the throttles, and speed off into the wilderness.
Josh, radio check. Do you read me?
I got you. To make good time before dark, we avoid taking the snowmobiles into the woods and ride instead on top of a frozen river. So I can add drowning to the list of things to worry about.
Oh, this just feels like the end of the world.
Soon, we begin to pass buildings. We emerge into a clearing and what seems like another village. But there's no one here but ghosts.
Teddy, what is this place?
This is part of the old gulag that existed back then.
Wow.
From the 30s to the 50s, gulags were Stalinist Russia's hard labor prisons for untold millions of political dissidents and criminals. The people sentenced here were forced to work the country's most dangerous jobs in lumber and mining. These were open-air jails where escape wasn't impossible, but it was unthinkable.
Wow. Look at this place.
One popular Dyatlov theory suggests that the hikers were killed by a desperate prisoner who escaped from this gulag. It only takes one look inside the buildings to understand how the prisoners might become so desperate.
Look at this. That's a boot. Unbelievable. That's somebody's liner from a boot.
These are called valenki. They were very common in winter in this part of Russia.
Wow.
See how they're handmade, stitched at the bottom?
Yeah, look at that. You can see it's hand-stitched.
This is the same kind of footwear that one of the hikers was found in,
Wow. Amazing.
like an inner boot.
Like an inner boot, like a liner we would say today, yeah. Look at this, the remains of canned goods. I mean, it's sort of an archaeological site in a way, you know? I mean, this is the remains of a civilization here, you know? A sad story, really. Incredible. Just to think about anybody surviving and living out here is incredible. It just seems like such a difficult place, such a hard place, you know? You know, when I think of a gulag, I think about a big kind of formal prison. But you know, a lot of them were like this. They were more like farms. They were more like these rural installations. A lot of these gulags were built in places like this, not so that you couldn't escape, but so that you wouldn't. Because if you ran away from here, you'd die. And the idea of people living and toiling out here in this winter weather it's really sobering, you know? It's scary stuff. Let's take a look around and leave it as we found it.
All right then.
Yeah, come on.
Teddy has thoroughly reviewed the case file from the Soviet investigation. Not surprisingly, when the hikers were found dead, the investigators looked here for answers.
So let's talk about that. We do have gulags, so that part of it holds up. But what about this theory? Is there any reason to suspect that that could be what happened?
Well, they checked into it right away. They checked if there are escapees at that time.
And were there any?
There were none. Let's not forget that in the tent, there was nothing missing from the belongings of the hikers.
Right.
That includes all their money, the alcohol, food, and mainly their boots, their clothing, everything that would make a escapee very happy.
Right, so I mean, I think we can discount that theory out of hand.
Absolutely.
Don't you?
100% mathematically, no way.
Teddy, Mike, and I are in agreement. Nobody from the gulag killed the hikers.